Hi everyone, welcome back. It's Deborah. Today I'm going to be doing Roxy's weekly challenge. Now I haven't done any of these yet, but I thought I'd give it a go today. And the first thing I'm doing is I'm re-inking my black soot, but I'm actually using the only re-inker I've got, which is the jet black. I don't know where my large jet black ink pad has gone to. It's disappeared and I want to use it, and this one always seemed a little bit dry, so I've put a bit more ink on it because I'm going to be doing some stamping today. And I thought I would start with the first challenge that she's given us, which was a while ago now, I know, but I just haven't done anything with it. So I'm going to be doing the tags using book pages. So I've got a couple of different book pages here, and I've also got a little one, and then I've got a big book as well. This is one of the Russian books. I might try some words rather than the tables that are there. Just get this and cut it so I don't ruin the pages too much when I'm pulling them out. Make a cut through here. I should be able to get this out without the edge of it being ruined too much. I love the colour of these pages. You can see such a difference in the colour of the two books. And I'm ripping around the edge rather than cutting. I quite like that look of being ripped around the edge. I will cut it. Now I've put it a little bit crooked, but hopefully once it's sort of all filled up, you won't actually see that it's too crooked. But I like that I've got a nice base to put it on. And then this one here, I think I will put a larger one. I might put the paper up this way. I think it will fit, just because that way I'll be able to cut it in half. It's not cut down to a good, like it's a bit raggedy on the edges at the moment. So I'm just going to put this down, stick the paper on, and these will be like the base of the thing that I'm doing. Now I think Roxy had a time frame of like 45 minutes when she's doing her challenges, but I don't know whether I need that long. I might, and if I do, you won't see it anyway because I'll be cutting it down when I edit the video. And I do edit my videos, and sometimes there's a bit of noise outside, so I edit it out so that you don't have to listen to my neighbours mowing or whatever. So I just edit it out a little bit for you. Now I'll cut that off and keep the rest of that. I'm just going to cut this down now, and I think the column of the page is quite a good place to cut it. And I'll chop the top of it as well. Make sure I'm actually on the card base. And trim it down a little bit at the bottom. That's that one. Now I will need to trim the edge of this one, obviously. I haven't gone all the way to the end with the paper because it wasn't quite wide enough. I think like that'll be enough. I don't mind keeping that little bit on there. I'll take a little bit off the bottom, and I need to take some off the top because it's not actually going all straight at the top either. So that's that bit done. And now it's some little tag shapes. Make some tags, they're quite good size. And from this one as well, although I put the tag up on the right side of it. I don't want to have the tag shape at the bottom, have the text upside down. So that's a couple of tags, pretty quick and easy to make those. Now I'm going to go and put some stuff on them. But first of all, I thought I would start by getting some tissue paper. Now I've got a couple of different sorts of tissue paper here. So today I'm using standard matte medium. Just show you the bottle in a moment. Sometimes I use my art medium, which is very similar, but this is just the standard Liquitex matte medium that I'm using today. And I've got this tissue. Now I've already pulled the backing off. This was one that was in my stash, and I think that it'll look nice when the page is, shining through there. So I put some matte medium down, and spread it around, and I'm hoping I can stamp over the top of the matte medium. I was out the other day shopping, and which I don't do very often. I'm not a great shopping person, but I was actually out getting some things for the craft room when I bought my plastic containers the other day, and I went into a shop that my hairdresser had suggested to me, which is in the same complex. So I went in there and looked, and they had a tray in there with this same pattern on it. I was almost tempted to buy it, but I don't need a tray. I've got a couple of trays. They weren't as nice as this one though. I was really surprised to see the pattern of the tissue or the serviette that I've got on these trays. So that is that one. I think that that's quite good. I'll let that dry because you can still see some of the white of the serviette, but as it dries it should hopefully go away. Let's give it another squish down with my palette knife. Make sure that I've got it all. Okay, I'll put that to one side, and then with this one I've got some different tissue. Again, just stuff I've grabbed out of my box of tissue paper that I keep all in the one tub. And this one is Adina Wakely tissue paper. It's one of her old ones that I've had forever, but it should work. Just, well, hopefully the back will disappear a little bit when I put it on. And then I'll rip it off in a moment once I get this around the edges. Now you can see, because I've put some more matte medium on there, that that's really blending in. And if I go under here, she needs stuff under as well as over, I think, with tissue to get that to sort of look like it's dissolving into the background. Alright, I'll make that one sit it there and let that dry too. Now where's my other one gone? Here. So this is the one I did with the other paper, and I'm wondering what I can put on here. Unless I might go for the same thing so that I can do a compare on the differences. That might be an idea with the clear, you know, the paler paper underneath. This one I might just put down on some of the tissue, not all of it. So I am going to cut it. I've shown you this before, but if you want to cut something like this, if you roll it up, it's much easier to cut than if you leave it in a long string. It will cut a lot easier for you if you do it like this. So I'll leave some of the top bit up this time. A bit more matte medium. Under there. And this is stage 1 of the process. And then I will cut that off. Quite like that I've kind of only gone halfway up. Let's just rip this off down here. It's quite wet, so it'll dry now. And I wondered about putting a couple more just up the top, or maybe one. That might look really cute if I just put one little heart up the top here. Let's pop that on. I can get it to kind of sit there like that all by itself. That's quite cute. And then there's one here which is on the top, and I've cut it off when I've chopped it, and I don't want that. I want a complete heart. See over here? I'm going to take another heart and put on top of it to finish that off. That looks much better, I think. Now I'm grabbing out my Tim Holtz stamp platform, which I use on the side. I never use it up the other way. And I thought that I would do some stamping. Now, I just have a feeling this might be a little bit wet. I may have to dry it with the dryer. While I'm waiting for that stuff to dry, I'm going to take the rest of these pages that I've got and I'll do some stamping on top of these, so later I can lay them on a base. I've got these stamps, which are the theories, are they? Yes, they are, which is a pity because I can't say that word. Anyway, these are the theories stamps. I'm getting better at it, that I've got out, and I wanted to see how that ink worked, because remember I did give it a bit of a boost at the beginning. I hope I haven't ruined it by putting the archival ink on top of the Distress Archival. We'll soon find out though, I guess. I like this dude, he's got the balloons and it's really nice, and there's lots of stuff on the background as well with this stamp. But he will need a couple of goes by the look of that. So there's that dude stamped on there. I think he's pretty good. Let's give him a bit of a wipe down before I move on. I wanted to try something on this paler piece of paper that may work better, given that it's lighter than that. And I think that I will try maybe these people. Yep. Now I think this should come out really well because I've re-inked that ink pad. That's much better. I've really put more ink into that ink pad this time, and I'm getting a much better image than I did with the other. And I don't think it's just because I'm using a lighter piece of paper. That's really, really good. And then I'll put one of these down. Now hopefully this is dried enough. I didn't use the hairdryer. Maybe I should have. We'll soon find out. I'll move this down to, I think, there. Let's just check. Oh, I think that's an okay place for it to be. Yeah, it's gone quite bled. It's bled, that's the word I'm looking for. It's not dry enough, and I've made it bleed. But I don't mind that look, so I'm going to live with that. And I thought I could put another thing on here. Now, is this one too big? I think that'll just fit. Now, I've still got ink on here, so I need to be really careful putting this down before I pick it up and stamp with it, because you can see the ink still on there. And it's marked the thing, but it'll be in the same place, so fingers crossed it should be okay. I don't think it's going to work because the tag's too wet still. I'll have to dry my other tags. No, it's not taking because this tag is too wet. So I've dried my tags, and hopefully I can put this and it will fix the problem, or at least I'll get some more ink on this paper. Now while I was there, I put my books away that I pulled these pages out of, and I've got to say that it was super easy because they were in my new filing system, my new clear files, and that just worked really well. Instead of leaving them hanging around the bench for days, I just popped them away straight away. So I'm super happy with that storage that I got. And if you haven't watched that video, you need to go back and watch it. It's just a few days ago. Now that hasn't really worked that very well, because that image is possibly a bit big for this, you know, with the tissue on top. It didn't seem to take. I have also dried this one. I think I'll move on and put something else down on this one. See, now I like this arrow. Let's see if I can get this one out. And I've also, so I'm thinking that I can put this little one down here, and I'm trying to think what else I can put that's a bit bigger, that hasn't got tiny little writing on it. Well, I'll probably go for my round one because I do like the, you know, to have a round shape, and maybe I'll use the little aeroplane. He doesn't have much on him. I should be able to use him. Let's see. I'll put my special delivery one here. Actually, I'll put it up here. I'll put it up in this corner. And I'm going to put my little plane here, and then this one here. I don't know if that's going to look any good now. Oh well, that'll do. I'll see how that goes. Now I'm doing all three at once. That's not too bad, because the hearts are quite black, and at least it didn't go. Now I've got the little airmail worked, and this one worked. I think I'm going to move and put this aeroplane elsewhere. Like maybe I can put one down here. It's kind of off the platform then, isn't it? I may have to move this over a little bit and put it down here so the tail is off that platform. I know I'll get some ink actually on the stamp platform, but I can clean that up easily with a wet wipe when I'm done. And then, because it looks better if there's three, I might put one, where will I put this one? I wish I had another opening, maybe up here. Yeah, that'll do. Just gently lay that there. There you go. Let's get this into frame for you so you can see. So I've got 3 aeroplanes, plus I've got that stamp. Just grab my wet wipe. Give that a bit of a clean. I think it needs something else, so I'm going to work out what else that needs now. Maybe it just needs something. Maybe up here I can put like a little 247 stamp on it, a little bit of number. Might replicate that in a couple of other spots now that I've done that. I think it looks quite good. Try it here. Just get my cord from my microphones flinging around. I haven't clipped it on properly. That's better. It's getting caught on the platform when I'm turning the platform. 247 and down here. I'm not worrying about it being super straight. I really just want to get it down. And yeah, that's making a world of difference actually. And will I put one here? Just off center. I don't want to be too matchy-matchy and have it perfect. There you go. I'm a lot happier with that now. I think that's much better than what it was. And that actually stamped really well over the top of that tissue that time. Much better than it did before. And then I've got this one more to go, which is the lighter paper. So I have to work out what we're going to do on here. Let me think. I really would like this chap. I don't know if he's going to fit though. He might be a little bit too big. Maybe I can put him up here like that. Try that. Oh, I've just stamped my ink pad. Move the ink pad because I just stamped it then. Let's ink this up. Now with this one, I know you can actually, I don't know if you know, but I know that you can actually move this. You can sort of, it's flexible. So if you wanted it a bit straighter or whatever, you could move it. I don't. I think it's, you know, where it is normally is perfect. But I have seen people pull that to a different spot because it suits what they're stamping on. There's a little bit more here in the centre of his body, I think. And then I get this off. There's a little saying on here that says, leap and the net will appear, which I just think is perfect for this little chap. And I need to put it somewhere that you can actually read it. I put it up this way in that little gap there. That might be the best place for it. So let's do that. Should only need one go at this one. There you go. And that's it there. Oh, let me get it in focus for you. Sometimes it doesn't always focus till you hold it there a moment. There's no background in it, it helps it focus much better when I'm using the camera. There you go. So it's very simple, but it's really lovely. Different. I haven't done sort of that thing before. That's why it's good to do other people's challenges, because they really push you. So now I've got these 3 tags. This one didn't really work. I may still use it though. Maybe I can put something over the top of it. But these 2, I think they look really good. So I'm going to try and maybe do something else and fix this. In fact, I've got this one here. And I'll move this out of the way because I think I'm finished with the stamp platform now. And I'll take this one that I had before, which is here, and I'm going to put like maybe a saying or something on it. I've also got this and this. See what I can do with these ones. So with this, I don't have any more of the card, the manila card at the moment. It's over in the drawer. So I'm just going to cut around this one. I've got a plain card that I was mucking around with. I don't really like it, so I think I'm going to put this on here. Cover the bird up. It'll fit really well. And then later I will put another piece on the back of it, so that it's nice and tidy to write on, to journal on. Just remembered that I had these sitting on the table as well. I think this should work. I want to make sure I get that image onto the card. So I'm just, you can see there, I'm holding that up in the light so that I can actually see that that's showing there. And I might actually just fold it over, see how that goes. Now I was going to put this on it. I think I still can. I'm going to put that over the top. What do you think? Yeah, I think I'll put that over the top. That looks quite good there. That's pretty good. And I'm looking at my time, and I have got, in elapsed time, you won't have all this when you view it, in elapsed time I'm up to 40 minutes, just over 40 minutes, nearly 41 minutes. So I'm on the edge. I need to get another one done. So maybe I can do the same with this one, because I do have another little card here. This one's got nothing on it. And I'll just put some glue down and get this one done while I'm at it. Since that works so well, why not? It wasn't what I had planned, but often the things that you plan don't work out. So I just thought this will be a good way to go. Now this is going to be really tight in terms of sizing. Now I will have to get this straight up into the air to get that in. Put in there. Maybe I'll rip it off all the way around this time. A different look. just torn his feet a little tiny bit. That I do want stuck on there, so I'll fix that. It's only because it's wet. There you go. And then with this one, I'm just going to do the same thing. I'm going to cut this out on both top and bottom. And I'll have to cut the edges too. And then I might cut around like that because I've already got a little mark on there. And pop this on. Put that down in the corner because I don't want to cover too much more of him up since I've already torn his toes off. Got his toes chopped off in this one, the poor little chap. And that's pretty good. I think that's fine actually. I've got 1, 2, 3. So I've got the 3 original, although one of them's a bit wonky, the green one. Just see if I can cover that up maybe. I don't know what I'll do with that. And then I've got these 2 that I just did then, which I think I really like that. Really like the way that that's done. The other thing I'm just thinking is that I'm going to go around that. I'll probably end up ruining that now. I'm just going to grab a distress crayon. Actually, not a distress crayon, but this is just the Copic multi-liner. So I wondered if I can just go around this, if this will look good. And I've got like 45 seconds left, so I need to really hurry. Otherwise I won't even be able to say goodbye, it'll be that quick. Yeah, that looks much better, don't you think? I do. Hopefully you agree with me because it's done now. Just down there. It's a little bit wet still, but it'll still work. I think that's much better. It's given them a bit of outline rather than just being stuck on the top. And with 20 seconds to go, that's it from me. So I hope you enjoyed that. This is Deborah. Cheers.